He has a laser shooter on his umpire cam.
It happened that camera would be cool.
Jose Ramirez 387 in that time, and he's in some pain here. She's got to go back to Jason Kipnis in 2015. Off his back leg there.
Guy to watch play baseball. He does a lot of things well, and he does it with.
He says that one of the ways to fight back against the people who said you can't. On this 1-2 from Dustin May, Ramirez. May to the plate with a 2-2, and Jose Ramirez. Sometimes that means he chases too much, but rarely does it come with a swing and a miss. Another 2-2. The foul. Look, has 250 home runs, 250 stolen bases. Rolling.
Hit anything, and so picking a pitch to try and get him out with is hard. Action of his delivery, sometimes it's hard for him to get the ball.
Here's the payoff, and there's another foul ball in this first inning have come to Ramirez. Another 3-2 from May. Hook towards the right field corner. It is foul again. For your baseball games, hitting a ball with a bat, that's no. Down, swinging eventually. May wins the.
On demand, plus stream MLB Network 24/7 for the entire season.
Bybee did draw a walk. Takes high, 1-1. You're gone after your junior year. Now was the 20 velocity, was in the big leagues 2 years after he was drafted. And wasn't just in the big league. This spring, signed a long-term contract. He's falling behind Muncy 3-1, comes back home and finds the outside corner.
3 strikeouts in the first inning. We're all on the hard stuff at the beginning of the counts.
Taken high, leadoff walk.
It's the return of the real sourdough star, only at Carl's Jr.
Andy Pages had one of those. Also had an RBI hit. Takes ball 1. There goes Muncy, and no look from Bybee.
Even lifted his leg to go home. Max was just timed.
He's only attempted 2 stolen bases the last 2 years. Bybee thinking he ain't a closer. Got no idea how to control the run. Pages serves this one over second, and Muncy's headed for the plate. Jones, who's got a cannon, throws home, but it's 1-0 LA.
Good base running from Max Muncy. With nobody out, you don't want to make an out at home. You got to make. You know the strength of the arm in right field with Jones, but Max Muncy makes it easily.
That's all you needed.
So Andy Pages is.
A little more attention off.
Stolen bases this year. 1 ball, no strikes on Conforto. He's faced him twice. He's doubled both times. On the 1-0, Conforto swings and misses.
Bybee's head position when he comes set. He does face forward towards the catcher, but rarely.
Smack left side and through. Defense on the hole in it. First 3 of
hit just hard enough. The key to this hit is the accuracy of the ball. A seated guy at the plate.
First big league games last. Baptized a big leaguer here on the road. Other than 2 yesterday, 2 hits and a walk, hit a home run, but day off. Back in there tomorrow with the 1 o'clock game.
You get to go to the bench.
Holding forever, now pitching. And a line drive base hit to center for Rushing. 4 consecutive base runners to open the second.
Could have easily gotten a sac fly or it right back from where it came from. Knocked the ball right out.
Work where they had their chances, just couldn't come through scoring position. And now the 9-hitter Tommy Edman.
Number 25, Tommy.
Stays in his first week off of the IL. Is anything mechanical. Coaches feel good about some of the work they did. Except his righty swing pinched in here thinking maybe bunt. Takes a strike. The left room to climb back in. So he's had to shed though.
Bibby's gotten the Dodger hitters away.
Pickoff toss is second. Conforto's in there.
On first.
Tommy Edman has been better the bigger the spot. 3-9 on this 1-1 from Bibby. Takes way inside. Ball 2.
And all of a sudden you have a great outing, and now this is the outing it has to be, especially against the Dodgers. Well, trying to come back and make it to the outside corner.
It goes full. As a kid playing video games once through the control, not stand losing. One of those guys that. Here comes a 3-2, and it's fought off foul.
When you have to pay for that TV.
Yeah, right.
It's going to be a long time.
Another payoff. Tap to second. Tag play. They got the tag and a double. And Searchin gets 2 for the price of 1.
That was a really block to get that tag, keep the ball in the glove, then transfer to the hand and throw it.
So instead of this inning starting to ravel out of control, he's got 2 out. You know the backstory of this. Anytime this seems to happen, move day off. Back in there tomorrow with the 1 o'clock game.
Get to go to the bench.
Holding forever, now pitching. And a line drive base hit to center for rushing. Or 2-0. 4 consecutive base runners stole.
Could have easily gotten a sac fly. It came from. Knocked the ball right out there to center field. That's pretty good.
They had their chances, just couldn't come through. Position. And hitter Tommy Edman.
Number 25, Tommy.
6 days in his first week off of the IL. Is anything mechanical. Coaches feel good about some of the work they did. Except his righty swing was pinched in here thinking maybe bunt. Takes a strike this side.
Way.
Pickoff toss is second. Conforto's in there. Here. On this 1-1 from Bibby, takes way inside.
Adjustments, and all of a sudden you have a great outing, and now this is the place to be, especially against the Dodgers. Well, trying to come back and make it to the outside corner.
Bibby to Edman. It goes full. Once through the controller at the family's TV, losing. One of those guys that despises. Here comes a 3-2, and it's fought off.
You have to pay for that TV.
Yeah, right.
It's going to be a long time.
Another payoff. Tag play. They got the tag and a double. 1.
That was a really sweet play. There is a lot going on in your baseball clock to get that tag, keep the ball in the glove, then transfer to the hand.
And so instead of this inning starting to ravel out of control, he's, you know, the backstory of this. Anytime this scene, but I'm going to take an edge when I can find it. First and third, 2 away. First pitch is high. The last. How dare ya? 1 ball, 1 strike.
It gets personal for the Dodgers. I love it when we get to see that emotion.
He's ahead 2-1.
Through the whole clubhouse. Allows everybody to.
On a 2-1 pitch, Mookie Betts pokes it for everybody. And Mookie Betts normally a very steady state. And he's worked the count full.
It seems like when his pitches are the sharpest.
In 30 pitches here in the second. Ohtani will get a head start. There he goes. Here it comes. Betts fouls it off, and we'll do it again. 3-2 to Betts. And it's second walk of the inning. Bases loaded for Freddie Freeman.
Another hitter.
Freeman, who didn't waste any time. Bases loaded, 2 out. Here's Bybee's pitch. Dips low.
Position on this team. We go with Teoscar, Will Smith, Freddie Freeman.
1-0 pitch. Comes home to Freeman. And it's inside. Ball.
And now he's seen a lot of spin in this.
Traded a change in there. Bybee does not get very much chase. In fact, gets less chase than any pitcher in the American League. On this 2-1, Freeman swings and misses. 2-2.
Successful as he is on the edges of the strike zone, you would think that he would get more chase, but
2-2 pitch. Fouled off, and he's staying.
He can go as hard as 97, and now he goes down to 78.
37th pitch of the second inning coming from Tanner Bybee. In the dirt, blocked by Naylor.
Came.
Dodgers have given steps back to the mound for the second. Kyle Manzardo watches strike one. That jumbo jack tomorrow to hopefully watch some baseball. Ball and a strike. Mays 1-1 delivery. Swing and a miss. 1-2. That's more than any starting pitcher in baseball, and it's been the pitch that up with the fastball. 2-2.
Sweeping side to side, but when it has some depth. Off-speed pitch. If you think about the sinker, the four-seamer.
Got him. Fastball sprints away.
With, and then really to change eye lines, he needs to go with the four-seamer up. So the four-seamer is an important pitch for him.
Where it all began for him. He got off to a rough start. Got those pants hiked up high.
Leg guards for sliding on the floor.
That's a bullet foul. Sent to Philadelphia for a year, came back to Cleveland for 2 years. Season on a 1-year deal. Destroys his bat on a ball that. And Santana reaches with one away here in the second.
Freeman with the ball off the bat, and then the spin on that ball.
Giving Santana
a robot cam.
Strike on Daniel Schneemann. They've given him a hit.
If he scores, it was an error.
Schneemann made a really nice play at second base. Schneemann, who started in right field yesterday, moves into second, where he spent most of his time this year. Schneemann's the first guy in to be made right away your first week in the big leagues.
Unbelievable. Manager just said, yeah, I'll take your word at it.
He'll go two gone in the second inning. The lone right-handed here and Gabriel Arias. So Stephen Vogt just throwing the book better against Dustin May. You see that, and for whatever reason, he hasn't been able to control those same pitches to right-handed hit.
Into righties, it seems to leak into the middle of the plate. Kind of splits that you look at and shake your head when all of a sudden the guard.
0-2 to Arias. Swing and a miss there, hopping his way off of the mound. See at least a 500 trip for the win tonight. It's Teoscar Hernandez to open the third. Thank my lucky stars I got through that second. Now I can settle in and put together an outing here.
Getting out of that inning. The pitch count's not there, but the scoreboard's fine on this road trip. It's odd that it's just 2-2.
2-0. Foul the zone. Had another RBI. On this 2-1 pitch. Chops it along third. Man, already this game. Start of the third inning, 7 Dodgers have reached. Breaking pitch gets him swinging. And getting the job done with his legs.
Doesn't matter how fast you run, if that's your jump, and then you score on. Made it easily.
Fouls off the first pitch here.